Year 1 of HealthSource RI was a success, and now it's time to look forward to Year 2.
The enrollment numbers are up, and 80% of those who had subscribed to HealthSource RI in 2014 signed up again. But you might have a hard time convincing some Rhode Islanders that the state's version of Obamacare is a success. Not yet, anyway.
It's been very frustrating. Many nights where I just wanted to pull my hair out.
Beth Fitzpatrick moved to Rhode Island last year from Massachusetts, where she had been enrolled in that state's groundbreaking health exchange system. Fitzpatrick submitted her first application to HealthSource RI in early December.
We did all the stuff. I submitted the application online, heard absolutely nothing, got no updates on the account they make you set up. Money was taken out of my bank account December 15th. Thought everything was fine. I was told I would get my cards from the insurance company like 7 to 10 business days.
Person on the phone told you that?
Yes, multiple times.
It is a familiar story, and one we first reported nearly a year ago when HealthSource RI was initially ramping up. Mike Kelly of Barrington paid 2 months' premiums but wasn't showing up in his health care provider's system, forcing his wife to cancel several appointments. He was repeatedly enrolled, then disenrolled, and it went on for weeks. Fitzpatrick, who has a health condition that requires expensive medication, found out firsthand that those same problems persist.
I started calling and hounding starting on December 29th.
How were they when you talked to them? Did they seem to know what they were talking about?
It was frustrating. I've spoken to many people there, many people. And probably the most frustrating part is either getting one answer one day, another answer another day, another answer another day. Like it was not consistent whatsoever.
You had to reinvent the wheel every time.
Every time I had to explain my situation, every time they had to put me on hold, look at my record. Every time they had to tell me one thing or tell me another thing, I was told multiple times, oh, by the end of this week, you'll be all set, no worries.
It's a problem that wasn't created on my watch, but it has to be solved on my watch.
Anya Wallach is Governor Raimondo's choice to head HealthSource RI, replacing Christine Ferguson, who helped launch the exchange. Wallach, who arrived last month, says she's heard the same problems we have.
From the first day I walked through the door here, clearly that was a problem for us. And it's not acceptable for us to have the kind of customer service problems that we've had for some customers.
I was told multiple times that it was put on the supervisor's desk and I would be getting a call back, which I never got a call back once.
Nobody ever called you?
No one ever called me back. I called every other day.
Why would they make that assurance?
I don't know. I probably have about 3 or 4 people that specifically said, I'm making this an emergency priority.
We have to get the kinks out of our information system, which is the source of most of those problems, and make sure that this is really a well-oiled machine for our customers.
Is it training? Is it manpower? Is it technology? Or is it all of those?
I'm still assessing that. I think a lot of it is just the technology, that the technology itself is causing us to work around with people who are, to add resources, which we have done in order to improve the situation. We've added a lot of resources.
Fitzpatrick, who took extensive notes, says she spent 550 minutes, more than 9 hours, on the phone, trying to get things straightened out. And she is not alone.
I explained my situation. She said that I was the 5th person that she was submitting the same exact situation to her supervisor since she started her shift that day.
Ferguson told us last year that 10% of those trying to enroll were having the same type of problem Mike Kelly was having. Wallach said they are still trying to pinpoint current figures.
Did they seem confident in what they were telling you, or was there a little bit of hesitation?
There was a lot of hesitation. A lot of people said they were just very flustered. They were like, I understand you're not the first person that, has kind of come to us with this situation. I just answer the phones. I'm not quite sure what to do. And then they pass it on to the supervisor.
So when you talked to United, what did they say?
We don't have any information about you. So I was in no one's hands.
When United says we don't have any information from HealthSource, and HealthSource says we've sent it over,
drives people
is that
crazy.
technology? You think?
It could be technology. It could be training at either end, that people are, giving out bad information. It could be, people trying to get rid of trying to finger point. It's really hard for me to say, having been here for a couple weeks, but we will investigate all of those potential problems.
And they had no problem taking your money.
That was taken out of my bank account instantly. December 15th, instantly taken out of my account.
Help us make year 2 even better at healthsourceri.com.
HealthSource RI's multi-million-dollar advertising campaign and some of the positive media coverage the exchange has received rings hollow for Fitzpatrick.
Have you seen the media reports about the
How well they're doing.
rave reviews about HealthSource? When you hear those, what do you think?
Well, technically, like if you're talking about the ones where they're talking about enrollment numbers soaring and stuff like that, technically I'm enrolled with HealthSource Rhode Island. I just wasn't covered. So.
You don't see that stat, right?
You don't see that.
Enrolled but not really getting
You don't
coverage.
see that stat anywhere. So
I mean, does it drive you a little bonkers to hear
It does.
that, oh, this is a great success and it's a model for the country?
yeah.
Late last week, Fitzpatrick finally got her insurance cards. Now she's trying to get reimbursement for out-of-pocket expenses in January. Wallach acknowledges the challenge ahead, working out the kinks and proving that Rhode Island should keep its own health exchange, something House Speaker Nicholas Mattiello has questioned. And despite the glitches, Wallach is upbeat about HealthSource RI's future.
Like a lot of states, we're dealing with all of the warts and bumps of the early years. We're dealing with the fact that states did try to implement this on what was probably, by industry standards, a faster track than what you would normally do. But if we can even out the operations, provide excellent customer service, I think we have a great case to make for sustainability.
What's the message to the higher-ups here?
It shouldn't be this hard. There's got to be an easier way to figure this out. Make it easier for me, anyone. I shouldn't be waiting. I shouldn't be putting my health and my life on hold for something that is boasted to be an easy process.
In Providence, Jim Hummel for the Hummel Report.